The Home Assistant community has just dropped another bomb. Dwains Dashboard 3.0 promises to be the sleekest way to set up dashboards in Home Assistant with drag and drop and super cool functionality with mobile and also on desktop. This is a community driven project, so you're going to need hacks to install it. And now let's roll the intro. You're going to find links in the description below for all of the documentation related to this project. But let's just jump into Home Assistant. Navigate to Hacks, go to Integrations, Explore and Download Repositories. Let's search for Dwains Dashboards. So we can see a little bit of a preview. Just click on Download this repository with Hacks, pick version 3 and click Download. Now we have pending restart, so go to Home Assistant and restart it. In the Dwains documentation, you'll also find detailed written instructions on how to actually get it. Now we're going to jump on to step 3, activate Dwains Dashboard. So once Home Assistant is back up and running, click on Configurations, go to Devices and Services and click Add Integration. Now if we search for Dwains Dashboard, we should find it over here. Let's click it. It's being set up and success. So we can click on Finish and we can see one entity over here, the sensor of the Dwains Dashboard latest version. And we can see right here appeared a new dashboard called Dwains Dashboard. If we click on it, let's see what happens. So we get an error message, custom element doesn't exist, Dwains Dashboard's dashboard layout. If I jump on the FAQ of the documentation, cool, so that was it. You just needed to do a bit of a refresh. So let's look at this quickly. We have 3 tabs at the top, Home, Devices, and More. On the left-hand side, we have a Good Morning Smart Home Makers because that's the user I'm using. We have the time and we have the date. We have all of the users that we have set up over here. We have motion sensors, so we can actually find out some binary sensors. We have switches, so we can explore all the switches. And we've got different areas. So these areas, you need to have to set them up yourself. So I've got living room, kitchen, bedroom, and you can see all the areas of my home. This isn't really clean. I need to clean up all the areas, as you can see. On the right-hand side, you can see the living room with all of the information of everything, very easy to access, and you've got a lot of information here. So if I switch to kitchen, you can see everything that's tagged kitchen. So I just loop around and give you a quick glance. So if we look at the garage, for example, the garage, you can see a garage video stream because the camera is sort of linked to the area properly, and we can see other sensors all over the place. Now if I click on devices, we can actually cut this by device, so we can see all of the binary sensors, all of the climate, all of our media players, all of our remotes, and so on. So I think this is amazing. Here you can see a cool camera view, so it gives you access to all of your cameras and everything that's happening. Let's click on to More. Here you can add, create your own page, right? So let's try that. We'll create our own page. We can use the dashboard blueprint, which we haven't got them installed yet. And if we click on here, we can see some blueprints. So these are common layouts that you can pull and import. Now, if you're interested to explore these inputs and these templates, let me know in the comment section down below, and I might make a dedicated video about these Dwains blueprints. And while you're there, just give this a thumbs up. I can also click on create a normal card, and you can see all the cards over here. And if you follow my other video about mushroom cards, you can also add these mushroom cards into this template generator. The main difference between the Dwains dashboards and the mushroom cards were a collection of cards that you can use, and the Dwains basically is a way of formatting all of the cards in a template, which makes it super quick to generate these dashboards. Now let's see how we can customize one of these tabs. So I've picked the hallway, click on the 3 dots, click on enable edit mode. And we've got an empty card here. At this point, we can pick a Lovelace card, for example. Get a picture entity, for example. We can define the span. Is it going to span 1 row, 1 column? So a lot of cool options over here. Let me pick my camera entity. I'm going to pick the front door. We can have it auto or alive. We have the aspect ratio, status. So these are the same options that you would get. The entity name, we need to put the camera front door. Click on submit. Now, a very interesting thing that I really love. We have default column and row sizes depending on which device you are using. So if you're using a mobile phone, a tablet, or a big extra large display, Now, my iMac display is a 27-inch display, and that's what I'm using to record this video. So this is actually a large screen. I thought it was going to be extra large, but it's not. So if you change the column span to 3 columns, and then I just scroll down and click submit, now you'll see that this view is going to be filling up the whole screen. And now that they loaded, you can see that right nicely. So you can have it span 1 or 2 columns or 3. So if I were to change it to 2, let me just quickly demonstrate that, and then scroll down, click on submit. Now it makes it a little bit tighter. So you can customize this as you wish. You can see you still got this add card by default. Ideally that would have disappeared, but you need to do that yourself. You need to go on 3 dots again, click disable edit mode, and that makes a lot more sense. Now another feature is grouping device. So if we go 3 dots, group by devices, we can now immediately see a split. So we can split sensors, climate across. So we can ungroup them to have them in any way we want, or we can just decide to group them together. One more thing in the edit mode to look at, we can add cards like we saw before, but we can actually move cards. So we can actually drag and drop the cards, and this is the key, another key feature of this display. We can go over here and edit entity settings, the card, pop up. So we can do many other things to customize this. So let's look at them a bit in detail. So our entity is going to be similar to what we saw before about the column size and the row size. We can disable and hide it. So the pop-up card basically wants us to create another card again. So let's just put something random, and let's see what happens. Right, so that's very cool. So what happens here is you can click on this, and then once you click it, you actually get a switch. You get a pop-up, and you can tap it on your tablet. So I will be using this, and I will be creating a whole dashboard combining mushroom cards, the Dwains Dashboard template, and I'm going to put on my wall panel. So if you're interested in that type of content, remember to subscribe to the channel, and to watch my mushroom cards collection video, click it over here, and I will see you in the next one.